Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. Today, as you can see, I'm going to be mixing things up a bit and playing some zombies, monsters, robots, which I played once before on the stream, but unfortunately during that launch weekend they had some technical issues with servers and such with this game, so I wasn't able to really show it the way that I would have liked to. So I thought, uh, beyond the fact that I'm just generally speaking having fun with the game, I wanted to try to show it again here fairly soon because now that they've fixed the lag issues with it, I think like it's even better and even more worth people's time to check out. So, having said all that, let's just jump into some PvP here, shall we? I was thinking maybe, depending on how this goes, I may also consider jumping into some PvE a bit later, because I really haven't done any of that on stream yet. But let's kick things off with this Monsters vs. Mercs mode, which I tend to enjoy quite a bit, and see if I can do a little better than I did last night when playing with friends, where I was terrible. So hopefully the pressure to perform on stream will kick in and I'll actually do a little better. So let's see if we can, oh, hello friend. And by friend I of course mean mortal enemy. That was suboptimal. We're gonna go suboptimal. That's why you should always look both ways before crossing the street, folks. No! Bomb! Save me, bomb! Alright, let's try that one more time. Clearly these guys are all up in our business, so I need to be way more careful as I'm stepping out of the spawn room here. Alright, where you at? Swords are bad. Swords hurt a lot. The other thing about this bomber guy is I've yet to fully master how to exactly hit targets with this bomb. Like I'm starting to get the hang of it, I feel like. Come on. Yeah, there's a little something something. Oh no, biscuit heads! That was probably not the best move to go running straight at those guys like that. Okay, let's see if I can redeem myself a little bit. Oh, that looks... Everything about that looks horrible and bad and terrible. Man, our team is just not doing real well. Like, really, it's completely backed up into this spawn area, which is not good. Not good at all. Let's see what we can do here. Inviso power. Okay, looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a pushback going here. Maybe we can make something happen now. Save my stealth here a little bit. Get in on this guy. Oh, give him a little bit of that. Give him the business. Where you at? Where you at? Yeah, there you at. Run away. Run away. Ah, I couldn't quite get the running going there. That was a decent little run though. Let's try that again. See if I can improve. Both ways before crossing the street. Oh, here's somebody. Alright, got him. Good, good, good. Feeling that. I think I don't want to go that way. Let's go this way instead.
We have been defeated.
Oh, I just got my game on there a little bit. Kinda, somewhat. Not really. Anyway, let's stay with the pistol pack. so that we don't get too jacked here off the gate. I think I might have hit him once there, but I'm not a particularly proficient pistolier, so now that I can grade my game a little, this might help somewhat, maybe a little. Oh, flanked. Flanked. Not good. Alright. Let's see what we got here. We're looking okay here. I really don't have any help on this side. So I think I'm going to move over here where all these other guys are. Because I find that in this game, especially in this particular mode, it's usually about safety in numbers. Ooh. I'm hearing horrifying noises. Oh. Get away! Get away! That was not great. Let's take this guy again. Yeah, she is just going to come back and murder me. Oop. That's more like it. Okay, heading this way, everything's cool. Oh, how are you not dead? How are you not dead? These guys are much cheaper than those stealth ladies are in terms of point cost, so I would feel pretty good about it if I could get a kill. Oh my goodness! That was suboptimal. Oh, look at that. She's just wrecking. See, like, that's what I was trying to get going on in that last game, but it just ended a little too quickly. My aim is not the best. It is not the best. Maybe better get in the zone here. Oh, and she circles around behind. It's moments like that where I like really wonder where the rest of my team is in all of this. There we are. See, I helped you, buddy. See, I'm here. I'm here looking out for you in your moment of need and stuff. This is a very team-oriented mode. I feel like this is all about like being there to back your little homies up whenever they get into trouble. Oop, where's she at? I heard her. Oh man, in the face. Come on. Alright, I'll do one more spawn on this guy. And then probably bring out something a little beefier. Oh man, rugged. Alright, let's see if I can improve my odds here a little bit with the minigun guy. Oh man, this guy.
We've just lost the battle.
Ah, crud. I guess I did okay there. I did okay because even though I died a lot, almost all of those deaths were with units that didn't cost anything. So, in actuality, I did pretty okay, even though I only got 4 kills. All right, let's do maybe one more round of that, and then try to change things up a little bit. Seems like okay. Well, it seems like a lot of these guys want to stick together. I don't know, maybe if we start from the beginning as a team, we'll do better. Because I did kind of jump in there mid-match on that first round, so sometimes you don't really get good cohesion with the other people you're playing with right away. I feel like I always like to go through at least one or two matches in a lobby before I completely give up on it. I've noticed that there's a distinct lack of patience in these lobbies for this game, though. It seems like people, as a general rule, just kind of hop in and out until they find a game that's already in progress. It seems like lobbies like this sometimes get into trouble because you basically have a bunch of people ready to go, but not quite enough ready to actually start the map off. Oh, here's a map I haven't seen. Speaking of maps, this should be horrifying. Because as we all know in shooters, map knowledge is a big part of the game. So never having seen this map before, I will probably be terrible at it. Although that might force me to be a little more conservative, which might actually help my play, because I do find that sometimes when I'm playing on a map I know really well, I have a tendency to get a little overly aggressive, and that gets me into trouble sometimes. So we've also switched game modes here. We're actually into regular, like, TDM, it seems here, which is why we're not the monsters and classes anymore. Well, that's cool. I was going to do some of this anyway. Oh boy. So I'm using this FAMAS in this custom loadout.
The objective. You're in the lead.
Which is cool because it's one of those 3-shot burst type rifles, but I'm still getting used to it and still kind of determining whether it's actually more effective than the default assault rifle. But I wanted to try it because it was one of those timed rifles, or one of those timed weapons, so I figure if I'm gonna mess with it, I might as well do that while the opportunity's there. I've actually started cashing in some of the bullets that I've gotten, some of like the silver bullets that I've gotten from completing missions and participating in multiplayer matches and stuff like that. And I actually did manage to get an M249 permanently, which is kind of cool because I had one temporarily. But I was going to lose it after 30 days, but now because of that silver bullet, I actually am going to have one that I get to keep permanently, which is neat, because I didn't actually have to spend any real-world money on that. Oh, man. What is happening?
The enemy controls the objective.
I don't think that's good. I think that's probably something we want to do something about. Okay, yeah, okay, so we get an objective indicator, okay. I've not played this mode before either, so I'm like, on a map I've never played before, and a mode I've never played before. So this is gonna be a learning experience for all concerned. Alright, I can vault that, that's good to know.
You have the point.
Okay. So it looks like I'm supposed to be interacting with this, maybe? Or maybe I'm just supposed to be here? I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. It looks like that bar may be ticking down as I stand here next to this, which I assume means that I'm flipping it by being in proximity to it. I'm assuming this is following sort of standard shooter convention in that regard. Yeah, I'm guessing that just by being here, I'm flipping this to our color.
Next objective.
Okay, so yeah, we apparently got that. go get that. Good job on my teammates' part. They so thoroughly squelched our opposition there that they never even made it to the objective, so that was pretty sweet. Oh. Oh. So I was talking to a buddy last night about this game, and he was saying how much he hates the delay from when you hit the sprint, when you hold the sprint key to when you actually start sprinting. And I'd have to agree that that's something that I kind of don't like about the game either. But I also kind of understand it because it gives the game a more like methodical kind of tactical pace than I think it would otherwise have. Like, I think one of the things that I like about this game that kind of attracts me to it is it feels a little more tactical and a little more deliberate than a lot of other shooters that I've played recently. Like, I've been playing a lot of like hyped up kind of arcade shooter experiences, and I've really been craving something lately that has a little bit more tactics to it and a little bit more of a kind of methodical pace. And this is kind of pushing my buttons as far as that stuff goes, to be honest.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, even like little
You've
things
captured
like the active reload stuff, like just all these little mechanics that are in the game. And I realize, you know, all of this stuff is really just borrowed from other games like Gears and whatnot, but like it doesn't change the fact that there's still good core mechanics to have in a shooter, and that there haven't really been a lot of shooters, especially recently, that have had those mechanics. So, you know, I'm
Nearly finished. Keep
honestly
it up.
all for it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with borrowing from other games, I think, as long as you do it well. You know, as long as it's not like a cheap, you know, substandard knockoff, then I'm kind of on board. I'm gonna switch to this SMG for in here, because the FAMAS is definitely cool at medium to long range, but the 3-shot burst and just like the way the aiming kind of works out, I feel like the SMG just works better in these tighter situations. A little lag there, that's somewhat concerning. Oh man, I'm out in no man's land. Oh, that was just poor judgment on my part. Poor judgment not to check the rear flank, and
Next objective.
yeah, that was just poor all around. Poor play. Talking too much, not concentrating enough on what I'm doing. That's basically what that boils down to, I would say.
Unbelievable.
I
Unbelievable.
can't disagree. I can't
I owe
disagree.
you one.
You've captured the objective.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Oh, 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 oh.
Move it. Stay together. Spread out, team. Ready to roll.
Yeah, I got some hits, but not enough.
Thanks.
I was gonna vault that cover and take cover behind
Nice
that
job,
desk,
team.
but I was worried that someone might come in through the other door while I was checking behind me, and just get me from the flank, but that was alright. Getting that objective definitely helped my personal performance, but got a kill, got some hits on people, got that objective, feel pretty decent about that. And as I always say when doing stuff like this, it is so much harder to play a game, any game really, and talk about it at the same time than it is to just play it. You know, so there's always that to consider. Like, you're just never gonna be as good trying to play and talk at the same time as you would be just playing. So I'm gonna cut myself a little slack. Let's see, elimination. I wonder if that was the mode that we were in, because I didn't recognize it. Let's go ahead and jump in this lobby and see what this is all about. I kind of want to explore more of these PvP modes, because I've been really leaning pretty heavily on the team deathmatch and the Mercs vs. Monsters mode, which I enjoy both of those quite a bit, but because I've been playing so much of those, I haven't really been exploring the other modes very much, and I know there are quite a few that the game has to offer, so I definitely don't want to miss out on something else that's cool by just focusing on those other ones. So let's see. So I would assume that because I'm joining this midstream and I haven't already spawned, that this is probably like sort of like a Counter-Strike-y sort of mode where maybe it's you know, one life and you're out per round or something along those lines.
We've just lost the battle.
Yeah, and looking at those kill counts, I would assume that that's the case. And being that this is done in rounds, that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to be, you know, fairly cautious here, knowing that if we do get killed, we're probably out until the next round. But I do want to stick with my teammates and be in a position to back them up if something goes down. So let's see what we can see. See where this person's going to come around at, if they do. Frag out while I reload. Oh, oh Jeebus. Help me. Oh, I'm in trouble. Nope, get off the cover. You do have a tendency to stick to cover sometimes a bit more than you may want to. That is at times an issue. And I think that's largely... Oh, did we just kind of trade kills there? Is that what happened? Ooh, thank you, teammate.
Get back in there.
Let's roll.
Thanks.
Nice job, team.
Woohoo! Well done, team. I'm all about that. So I think even though I didn't get a kill there, I was probably at least a little bit helpful, if nothing else as a distraction. I probably should have switched to the SMG though for that close quarter stuff. I really got to get into the habit of making that weapon switch when the circumstances change. Let's go over with these guys, try to evenly distribute ourselves. Oh man, I just got took. Let's see if I can crawl over here before I get killed and get a res. Ah, couldn't quite get it. There seems to be a bit of a weird hit detection thing with the rezzing of people or the reviving of people, where sometimes you can get them and sometimes you can't. Like I've had people just crawl right up to me and I'm trying to get the E prompt, you know, to get them to pick them up, and it just doesn't happen. And also, you really don't have a ton of time from the time you get wounded and start bleeding out to when you can actually be revived. So if they don't get on that right away, a lot of times you just can't get it. Even if they're in the middle of the animation, you'll bleed out before it finishes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, 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 nice. Nice. Oh, oh, horrifying. That is not the best looking thing that I've seen.
Tossing a frag.
Time is almost up.
One thing about this game, it definitely takes a little getting used to, is not being able to jump. Because there are certain situations where you think, oh, why wouldn't you just, you know, jump over and go get that guy? But, you know, sometimes you can vault over things, but that's not necessarily something you can always count on. So I'm often surprised by the things in this game that I
We have
can
been defeated.
vault over versus the ones I can't. So there's a bit of a learning curve there for sure. Alright, let's see if I can actually get a kill this round. Let me try to... since I do have the FAMAS, I probably should try to hang back as much as possible and let them kind of step into my line of fire. Let's see if we can do another round of this. Get into one from the beginning. Man, this game has a lot of levels, because I've been playing it pretty seriously for the past several days, and I still am seeing levels I have not seen before, especially as I go to these different game modes. There's a surprising amount of content in this game. And I've heard that a lot of the PvE maps actually are really different and extensive and larger than what you see in PvP as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to checking some of that stuff out.
Changing map.
Kind of trying to follow my squad mate here, or my teammate, at least a little bit. Just heard somebody. I don't want to be over here by myself, if I can help it. Ah!
We have been defeated.
Yeah, I probably should have gone with that guy as soon as I lost sight of him. I think I waited a little too long to move to back him up. So then I got kind of caught out in the open there. Still seeing a little bit of lag here and there, which is a little bit disheartening since they did just do that server update the other day. But it's definitely not unplayable. It's definitely not bad. Yeah, I think you see just as much lag or little blips in performance in most games. Let me go to the SMG here in case this guy ends up being real close. Now, where would that hit come from? Oh. Seriously?
We've just lost the battle.
Man, clearly I should have stayed on the FAMAS because that did not do nearly the damage I feel like it should have. I think they were just at that edge of the effective range of the SMG. I should have switched back before I opened fire, and I probably would have gotten both of them. Kind of still learning the weapons a little bit and how they're implemented. Oh no. There goes Tokyo. Alright. So we got a guy here. Now where did that come from? Oop. Ah. Probably should have gone back to the corner and looked from around the corner, but I don't want to take the chance of getting caught on the move, but just standing out in the open like that is probably not ideal. This is definitely a cover-based game, or a game
We've
that
just lost the battle.
relies a lot on cover. Really regretting that last round, missing those 2 kills, because I really should have had 2 kills there, because I completely had those guys flanked. But let's not dwell on that. Let's try to... Yeah, it's just gonna be giving them a kill if I try to poke around that corner. Man, terrible. I gotta be more careful about advancing, especially not knowing these maps, because I'm walking into crossfire situations and just not moving from cover to cover well, and just not playing very well. And it's just me being dumb for the most part. Like, there's a way you play a shooter when you don't
We
know
have
the map,
been defeated.
and I am not doing that. Which is why I'm sucking, basically. Alright, let's see if I can redeem myself at least a little bit. Okay. Oop.
Tossing a frag. Popping a stun grenade.
Ah, just got overwhelmed.
We've just lost the battle.
So I got some points there, which I assume is some of those hits that I landed. Must have counted for points. I've noticed that this game doesn't seem to have any concept of assists, which is kind of a bummer, especially being the sort of player who quite often doesn't end up getting the killing shot on an enemy, but actually does get damage on target. Just gonna have to work on tightening up my aim a little bit and getting better at that. See if I can do one more round in this mode, because I'm kind of enjoying it, despite the fact that I'm not doing particularly well at it, and would kind of like to try to improve a little bit. I think there's a different mindset you get into also whenever you're into these one life per round type modes, and I haven't quite fully flipped into that. You know, I'm still used to, oh, I died, let me respawn, and I have to play a little more carefully in a mode like this, and I haven't quite made that adjustment, I don't think. I think I was kind of getting there at the end there, but not really having spent enough time in the mode, didn't quite work. Well, let's see what kind of lobbies we've got, 'cause, I don't want to have you guys just sit on a lobby screen. Let's see, free-for-all I'm not particularly interested in. I'm really more of a team kind of player. I mean, deathmatch can be fun sometimes, for sure, but I like a little more cooperation for the most part. Let's see, team deathmatch. Team deathmatch. Here's one of those. Okay, that's the one I was probably in. Monsters. Monsters. Oh, here's an elimination with 11 people in it. Ah, just filled up. Here's an elimination with 7. Man, that changes pretty quickly because that list wasn't that old. Okay, here we go. There's a new list. Okay, this one has 4. Maybe we can get this one going. Yeah, here we go. So let's see if I ready up here. There we go. Yeah, let's see what we can do. I like these spectator camera views. They're pretty decent. Gonna give you the good overall scope of what the level's like. Kill that guy. I'm assuming he's a bad guy because he doesn't have a dot over him.
We've just lost the battle.
That's an auspicious beginning. Looks like they just picked up an extra team member too. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and reload here. Ooh, baby. Try to move slightly so that when I do pop up, I'm not in exactly the same spot. There we go, there's one. Let's see if I can get a frag over there, see how far that will go.
Locked and loaded.
Ah, yeah, I had a feeling I was getting snuck there, but
We've just lost the battle.
I wasn't sure. I kind of had lost track of what my other team was doing, or my other teammates were doing, because I was so focused downrange in that alley. It's good to get a kill, though. That feels a little better, or like a little less completely ineffective. Let's see. Ooh, some lag there. Oh, shoot, they came around behind. Yeah, I should have realized that was going to be the case. It's good flanking maneuver on their part.
Fire in the hole.
We have been defeated.
That poor guy just got shredded. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't realize when I went down that there in front of him that there must have been a guy coming around from the right side. Maybe he was like so focused on what was going on to the left there, it just didn't register. But I'm gonna go with this other guy, try to help him out. That guy go. Just kind of trying to lie in wait a little bit. He must see something.
Jam.
Yeah, missed my reload. Oh man, the guys on the left must have got took. Darn it.
We have been defeated.
That's the thing, like, with any of these kind of games, right? Like, you can only be as good as your teammates will allow you to be, right? Because, like, me and that one guy, we're holding down the right side, making sure nobody's advancing. But if the left side, you know, gives in or dies or goes down, then that opens up our rear to be flanked. So, you know, I kind of not sure which way I should go now. I guess I'll go but right again. So many guys went left. I feel like I need to cover this other side. Is that a enemy over there? I honestly can't tell. It's one thing, this game's pretty nice and detailed graphically, and you get like these little touches like debris and stuff floating around. Sometimes it's hard to pick out the enemies as a result of that. see anybody coming this way. Oh! Ah, man, I should have realized that there was probably somebody flanking wide right there because they weren't coming straight up at me. I thought I heard something too, and I think I even looked over in that
You have been
direction
defeated.
when I heard that noise, but yeah, they just outmaneuvered me there. Man, only four of us ended up with kills, and only one person had had 2 kills. That's pretty rough. All right, well, now that we have a full squad, let's run that back again and see if we can do any better. Hopefully this room will stay nice and full. Okay, another new level. Cool. I mean, terrifying, but also kind of cool. Definitely want to make sure I stick with my guys here, since I haven't seen this one before. I mean, sticking with your teammates is just generally speaking a good idea. I mean, when you're super familiar with a level, you know, doing flanking maneuvers and that stuff sort of makes a lot of sense. But when you're kind of just figuring out what you're doing, I think like hanging out with your buds is a good idea. Not even sure what that guy's shooting at. I'm actually going to head downstairs because I don't think this is the right place for me to be honest. I don't think I'm going to be super effective from up there. Ooh, baby. Where you at? It seems like there's a slight delay on this 3-round burst. Oh, I swear I hit that. Yeah, anytime you'd like to take cover now, that would be sweet. Thank you. Sometimes you do get a little bit of weird, like, lag, for lack of a better term. Like when you're trying to do stuff. Ah, thought I could cheat that up a little bit. But he just had the better angle, I think.
We have been defeated.
Bummer. Yeah, so I'm not gonna bother with that upstairs area. I think if I had a sniper rifle or something, that would be cool, but I think I'm probably better off hanging out down here. Let's see if anybody decides to... Here's somebody making a move. Trying to figure out if this is an area that enemies could actually be coming from. Oop. I keep thinking that I see movement. Oop. Oop, watch out. Ah, shoot. Ah, man, crazy angle. I think I made myself less susceptible to the guy in front of me, but more susceptible to the guy on the roof as a result of going into that corner. So I should have stayed where I was and waited for them.
rescue?
Nice. Good revive.
It's just a scratch. Get him.
Nice job. Oh, 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 oh! That dude is having a bad day. These guys have to be careful because they're like right together with each other. They could both end up getting took before they realize what's going on. Oh, oh, incoming! Oh, oh! Get that guy! Nice shot!
Congratulations, we are the winners.
Good job. That was nicely done. Alright. Time for me to try to be a little more effective. Contribute, as it were. Ooh, oh boy. That could be real bad. Alright, I need to get away. Just want to make sure that guy's down.
Changing that. Swapping that. Damn it.
Ah, messed that up.
Wow, we are victorious.
Woohoo! Yeah, no kills, but I got damage, so I guess that's helping me, scoreboard-wise. Yeah, that machine gun, which actually I think is a premium weapon, because it was one of those ones that I got that's on a timer. That's submachine gun. Not particularly effective. I keep switching to it in those more close quarters scenarios. Now granted, I'm not getting headshots like I should be, but still, you would think it would be a little more effective than it seems to be.
Tossing a grenade. Incoming grenade.
Let's see, where is this guy coming from? Alright, let's try to go with this guy.
Throwing grenade.
This probably should be SMG scenario. Oop, somebody's on me.
Chasing grenade.
Okay. Let's see if I can line something up here.
Congratulations, we are the winners.
I didn't do much that round, but at least I didn't die. I'll take that, I guess. Okay, no, I don't want to go up there. At least not without a sniper rifle. Let's try to back these guys up. I can't really see much from up here. I have to move down. Ah, yeah. That was bad. I just didn't have a good place to go there. That other guy already had the good spot. Got a little impatient and ended up trying to go around him when I shouldn't have. I should have just hung back and let him stay where he was, and then taken his spot if he went down. Because I knew he was holding for a reason. Just got a little. I let my impatience get the better of me, and now I'm dead.
We have been defeated.
Yeah, it was a bummer. I wish I could have done a little better in that round, because I feel like it would have not only helped my score, but helped my team. Gotta let myself not get so aggressive when the situation doesn't really call for it. Alright, let's see if I've learned anything that I can put to use here. Alright, this is a much better spot. Like, this is the spot I should have been in. Let's go ahead and reload. Hopefully our backside is okay. See if he pops up in the same spot. Ah, getting hit. Gonna have to move. See if I can take his position. Oh man.
Frag out.
Let's frag him.
I'm jammed.
Ah, missed my reload. Where you at? I know you're there. Could be moving anywhere around there though. Oh, there he is. Oh shoot.
We have been
Ah,
defeated.
that corner cover thing is a little weird. Like, because I understand why I couldn't reach around until I got to the corner, but I also didn't really want to roll like that and then roll out of cover. Like that was a case where the game wasn't really letting me do what I wanted to do there, but it was also me kind of
Incoming grenade. I'm down.
okay. Ah, should have probably grenaded right there. That was a mistake. I should have grenaded knowing that there'd probably be somebody there to back that guy up. And since I had already taken a hit, just standing there out in the open like that trying to gun them down wasn't their best idea. Unfortunately, I think this guy's probably going to bleed out before anybody can get to him, even though he's
Need a medic.
in a place where he could be rezzed. Ah, poor guy. See if this guy fares any better. Oh, don't turn your back on that. That's probably a bad idea. this level is weird. There's so many sight lines, especially when you get up into these upper areas, but I think there's also a lot of glass. So I'm not sure how effective the bullet pen is on some of these environments. Like, I would assume that bullets can break all this glass, but I haven't actually tried it.
1 minute remaining. Congratulations, we are the winners.
Yeah, at least I got a kill. That's something. Alright, let's see if I can improve on that.
Grenade out! Changing mag.
Wait, I swore I saw a guy there. Where'd he go? Ugh. That was just not good. Not optimal. I swear there was a little bit of lag there, though. It seemed like a guy appeared at that doorway and then just disappeared, and I never saw where he actually went. But I guess he must have run across in front of the thing we were taking cover behind and gotten on the other side, because I think that's where he got me from, actually. But I had no idea where he actually was until it was too late. I feel like that dodge roll is an important thing to work in every so often, just because if nothing else, it kind of screws up your opponent's aim. Because if they're just trying to follow you at waist level or head level or whatever, and you dodge roll, you're just going to completely miss while they're executing that roll. Now, if you can predict where they're going to come up, by the same token, the roll could actually work against them. But I think you'd have to practice quite a bit to be able to predict that spot effectively and consistently. I don't think the game's been out quite long enough for people to develop that skill. Good effort.
We've just lost the battle.
Good effort. Man, is that guy seriously going 20-4? That's insane. You know what? I'm going to screw it. YOLO. Alright, let's go ahead and SMG up here and try to move in. Okay, I don't think they know that I'm here. Alright, that was good.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Missing the reload was bad, but getting that guy was good.
Double kill.
Alright, feel pretty good about that. Ooh. Let's see if I can
Tossing a frag grenade.
Okay, I got a buddy here. Let's see if I can use that to good effect. Ah, a little too aggressive. A little too aggressive. I got a little cocky getting those 2 kills. Hopefully my teammates are able to hit that guy.
Wow, we are victorious!
Nice. Yeah, I feel good getting those 2 kills. That really made that tactical decision pay off, like going into that side room and getting that line of sight so that when they moved up to that next cover spot, I could pick them off. That was pretty sweet. Pretty pleased with that. Ooh, and a gold bullet for my trouble. Mission complete. Nice. Yeah, I've actually gotten a few of these gold bullets now. I haven't actually cashed them in though. Maybe this is a good time to do that. I think maybe I'll call that enough PvP for today, even though I'm right on the verge of leveling up. Maybe I'll save that level up for next time. And let's go check out the store / shooting range. So, as I was saying earlier, the way this works is you have your actual gear. So, like I said, I'm using this FAMAS assault rifle right now in this loadout, which I have 2 days and 8 hours left on. And then I got this M249 when I first signed up for the game, which I still have 25 days on. But I also have a forever or permanent version of it that I got from a silver bullet. So actually this is kind of a throwaway gun at this point. I don't even really need it. In fact, I might be able to like mail it to a friend or something. I need to see if I can do that. But I think everybody got this temporarily at least, so I don't think it really matters if I can share it or not. And then this one is like the normal assault rifle, the Scar L that you start with. And people have been talking about how in this game it's all about like having to pay for the weapons so that you can have them, and then the weapon wears out over time, or you only get to keep it for so many days. It definitely seems like that's true to a certain extent, but I think much like other free-to-play shooters, like things like Soldier Front 2, for example, there are permanent guns and there are timed guns. So like I say, I got this permanent M249 from a silver bullet, which I got just from doing a daily mission / quest. And like I say, I got this permanent gun without having to spend any money on it. So it is possible to get things that you get to keep forever, quote unquote, without having to actually spend any real world money on them. Now, it might be true that there may be better versions of this gun that you have to pay, a premium for or real world money for that only lasts for so many days or what have you. But I think that's true in a lot of games of this type, and I feel like that's not necessarily unexpected for this genre, this whole free-to-play shooter genre. And also, it seems like there is a mixture of both timed and permanent weapons that you can get in the game. So I don't think you're going to be completely forced, or at least it's not my sense based on what I've seen so far, that you're going to be completely forced to spend money to progress in the game. But we'll see how my assessment of that changes as I get deeper into it. So let's see. So yeah, as of right now, I've got 2 silvers. I got these loot cases, which I'm not even sure where I've been getting those from. Let's see. What's up with this? Earned through PvP matches. Can only be opened by using a key card. Okay. Okay. Contains a random item, weapon, or costume. In addition, loot cases may contain items not available elsewhere. Okay. So key card. Okay, so those I have 0 of. Hmm. So let's see, how much would 1 be? Oh, I see. Okay. So this is another currency. This is that EMP currency, which I guess you need that to be able to buy the things that you need to unlock these. Okay. Um, I'm not sure that I really care about that at the moment, though, because like I say, I've been getting decent stuff out of the silver bullets. So let's just see. Let me do my silver and gold bullets and see what I get out of that, and then that might help inform what I decide to do about those lockboxes. Okay. Yep, got it. Okay, so let's try this one. So what is this? Okay, so I got something. Not sure what that is. And let's do this one. Another one up. See, I've been getting a few of these. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them now. I guess these are what you use to revive people in PvE. Alright, so that was my last bullet. Actually, I was wondering about this because I had the same issue the other day where when I get to my last bullet, it kind of locks up like this, and I can't seem to figure out how to get out of this screen. I actually ended up having to quit the game last time this happened, and I was wondering if that was a bug or a fluke or if that actually was a common issue. It didn't seem to actually affect what I had gotten. Like when I logged back in, I still had what it said I had gotten. Okay, I guess I exit. Okay, that makes sense. So that was the thing I was failing to do before. Okay, so now if I go in here, here's the gold range. Oh, nice, like the gold aesthetic. So let's hit this far back one, I guess. Okay, that's a 1-up. And I haven't hit this one yet. Let's try it. Okay. So that's SMG Deluxe Laser Sight. 7-day. So that's like a 7-day item. Cool. Cool. Alright. So now we know we exit like that. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm just getting those bullets from regularly playing the game. So, you know, I'm getting stuff. It's not like I'm not getting new items or stuff to play with. I just I'm not sure what the ratio of the permanent stuff to the temporary stuff is. I've gotten some of each, but I haven't done enough bullets yet to find out like what that ratio is actually like. Okay, well, let's see. Let's do a little PvE because I really haven't done any of this. Aside from the one mandatory mission that's in the tutorial. I'm just gonna jump into something random here and see how it goes. I really literally have no idea what's up with this mode at all, so I'll probably fail at it really heavily. So let's see, there's some sort of countdown here. 14.
Speed burst.
These guys are clearly doing something, some sort of like wave-based mode, I would guess. Okay, so I'm in, yeah, wave 5, alright. Don't seem to be any things here for me to interact with, at least not. Okay, here's some weapons. Cool.
I'll take that.
Okay, that's a sniper rifle. Oh boy. It's bad. It's very bad. I have no idea what I'm doing. Have I mentioned that? Okay. So clearly I needed to get with my teammates immediately and not screw around looking for weapons. That was probably a mistake. Also, picking up that sniper rifle was probably a big mistake because I really needed something there to do damage. Okay. Okay, so that lets me auto revive with my 1-up. So that's cool. Okay. So F8 is what I hit to do that. And I guess it would have kicked me had I not done that. Which makes sense because you don't want people to be able to just lay around doing nothing while people are working their butts off trying to complete the level. Alright, I should really focus on helping kill stuff, I think. So let's do that.
Guns jammed.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's not good. That is suboptimal. Let's see if I can get a pick me up here.
I'll take that.
Yeah, here we go. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. We're getting it. We're getting it. I'm getting the hang of it. Making it happen. Let's do this thing. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Feeling a little bit better about what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oop. Screw you. As I mentioned, screw you.
Double damage.
Alright. Oh boy. What's happening here? Nothing good. Alright, this is pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, flamethrower, yes! Yes! I like everything about what just happened. Oh, get that.
Speed burst.
I like that. Might have just stole somebody's power up, but I'm assuming that works for everyone. Apologies if it doesn't. Okay.
Speed burst.
I guess it is. Yeah, I guess I'm faster. Okay, this is pretty fun. I'm enjoying this. Let's see,
Let's take this for a spin.
might as well grab a new weapon here, right? Sorry, my bad. I kind of look like a zombie a little. Oh my god, that thing is not my friend. That thing wants to hurt me real bad. Woohoo. Everything's fine. No, not really. Not really. Okay, alright. That's cool. We can do that. We can do more of that. Everything's fine. Nothing is ruined. Oh, 10. That's probably not a good sign. Anytime you get to wave 10 in any sort of like wave-based game, that's always something terrifying. I'll watch my 6 here. Are you not dead? Ah! Help me! Okay, I think I'm just about out of bullets. So let me
Just the thing.
grab that. Oh, sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to catch you up in that.
Great job.
Woohoo!
Decisive victory.
Alright, that was pretty okay. (15-1), way better than my PvP performance. Put it that way. I think I'm probably going to complete a mission for doing that. No? I haven't unlocked that difficulty. Huh. Interesting. I guess they switched difficulty, and that's why it warned me about that. Alright, well, I'll back out of there in case they want to do that on a harder difficulty. I don't want to screw them up. Yeah, let's try that again. Let's get into something else here. See what we can do. That's pretty alright, though. I enjoyed that. See if we can do one more of these PvE encounters and see how that goes. I find as a general rule, I probably enjoy PvE better than PvP, and it kind of depends on the situation. Like sometimes I really crave that sort of skill-based competitive sort of rush you get from a PvP sort of scenario, but there's something to be said for just, you know, working as a team and accomplishing something and just having fun with people instead of, you know, competing against them. So I appreciate games that kind of do both well, and this one definitely seems to be one of those. I'm
Do
not
not
sure.
let the enemy through.
Okay, yeah, there they are. Okay, I was gonna say I'm not sure how many teammates I actually have at this point.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, now having not been on any of these maps before, I'm kind of unsure where to go, but I'll just follow the giant arrows for now. That works.
Damn it. Jam.
Yeah, let's pick that up. That might be useful. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, to find kind of humanoid enemies in this mode. I would have thought we'd just be strictly fighting monsters. So the fact that we're like fighting kind of gun-toting humanoid bots is kind of neat. I wasn't necessarily expecting that.
Wave ended. Prepare for another.
Alright. Cool. So it looks like this is going to be an 8-wave scenario. That's cool. Let's try to hang in there. Get that guy covering up top. Oop. Try to make sure we don't get flanked over on this side. That's what I like to hear. Very well. These guys are all moving up, so I guess I should do that and try to help out. I'm not sure what, if any, advantage there is to actually moving up here, though. Maybe we just get to bottle their spawn up more, maybe. Finish that dude off. Yep.
It's not over. Get ready for the next wave.
Alright. That seemed surprisingly easy. But also those guys were doing a lot of the killing there, so there's that. I should probably back off, because I have a feeling these guys are going to spawn where I am, and I will probably just die if I'm there when that happens. Back these guys up. I guess the advantage to pressing up like this is if there are weapons or anything kind of strewn about the level, you probably have a better chance of getting them the more like aggressive you are. Oh boy. Oh, crapulence. Alright. I probably shouldn't be off here
Wave ended. Prepare for
on my
another.
own like this. It's probably not going to end well. Oh wait, is that a big gun? Big gun. I would very much like a big gun, thank you. There's another big gun. Somebody's here, need some help. perhaps we should head back with the rest of our team here. What do you think? I hate to be like lulled into a false sense of security, and I hate to like say something that's ultimately gonna doom me to failure, but I do feel like this is not as difficult as that last round was. Like I felt that last round with all the zombies and stuff was a bit more difficult than this. But I'm sure whenever you set up the lobby and stuff, you can set up like how many rounds it's going to be and how difficult it's supposed to be and all that sort of thing. So I'm sure this is all by design. Maybe this is just meant to be kind of like an introductory level.
Ended. Prepare for another.
It's kind of cool how it gives you like a wave by wave kind of play by play of what's going on.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
I like that. It's nice. Yeah, it almost kind of seems like, at least on this particular map, there's almost not enough enemies to go around. Like now that we have so many people in the lobby too, like it almost seems like there's so many of us that like as soon as enemies are appearing, they're basically getting killed. Like right at the spawn point almost. I've noticed that it seems like the more you miss your reload, the further to the right that perfect reload indicator seems to go. So it's almost like it kind of cumulatively punishes you for missing it repeatedly or not doing the active reload. Seems like it just makes it harder and harder to get the active reload if that's the case. Where are you at? Suck it.
It's not over. Get ready for the next wave.
Cool. Alright, so we've got theoretically 3 more, 6, 7, 8. So we'll see if the difficulty kind of ramps up here as we get nearer to the end. Because I did join that other lobby kind of late. So maybe the deal is it's supposed to get crazier near the end. Kind of regardless of how it starts. Guy up there. Good guys covering down that way. Just kind of want to make sure we don't get flanked. I wonder how it spawns those guys, like if they just spawn in a corner there because you can't see it and then step out. Or if they literally have to come from somewhere specific.
prepare for another.
Alright, 2 more. Feeling reasonably confident about how this is going. Let's see if I can pick up a new wep. Like I'm running out of ammo on this one. I feel like that was helpful. Also feel like that was helpful. And that. Oop. I'm kind of Ramboing a little bit here. It's probably a bit excessive. I'm enjoying myself though, so.
Ammo.
Yeah, I feel like the stakes have definitely been raised here a little in this round. Ooh, baby. Hello, friend. Oh, here.
Frag out.
Enjoy that. Whoa. Oh.
It's not over. Get ready for the next
All
wave.
right. Things have gotten a little crazy. Let me try to regroup a little bit with my peeps. Anybody got a gun? Anybody seen a gun? I feel like I could really use a gun. Ah, here we go. Ammo. Very nice. Oop. Help me. Alright, I think those guys seem to have that under control. Yeah. Let's head back over this way. Ooh, jeebus. Owie. Alright. I was like in the thick of it in that 7th round, but I'm like totally out of it now. That was cool.
Damn it, jam.
Not so cool. Woohoo! Very nice. Yeah, I was a little bit out of it that round, just because I was running
Well
around
done.
looking for ammo, but I feel like overall I did pretty well. No deaths, 28 kills. I will take that any old day of the week. Yeah, that's a fun mode. It's a fun little romp, fun little comp stop. Enjoyed that quite a bit. And I completed missions and leveled up. Woohoo! Alright, cool. Well, I am feeling pretty good about how that all just went. I think that gives you guys an even better idea of what this game's about. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, I highly recommend that you do. It is free to play on Steam, so there's really nothing to risk by checking it out other than spending a little time downloading it and signing up for a free account, which, you know, you do that with just about any game these days, unfortunately. So not a big initial investment in time or effort to jump in here. And like I say, I've been having quite a bit of fun with the PvP aspect of this game, despite not necessarily being the best at it. I just find it really satisfying, when you do have those moments where you do get some kills or you get to do something cool and tactical. I think it really um, shines as a nice, different kind of PvP experience from maybe what you're accustomed to in a lot of more arcade style action oriented shooters. So I feel like, between all the monster aesthetics and special abilities and such, and the way that it has a more tactical kind of cover based mechanic for the straightforward shooting parts of the game, there's just a lot of little pieces in this game that come together really nicely to make a good total package. And again, with the free to play pricing structure and whatnot, it just seems like kind of a no-brainer if you like shooters at all to give this one a try, because it seems to have something for just about everyone, depending on what you're into. So, anyway, um, I don't know if I'll do more of this next stream or something else, or if I'll go back to Hearthstone or quite what I'm planning on. I'll probably just go with whatever I feel like makes the most sense or seems like it will be fun or interesting to watch. But feel free to let me know what you guys think of this, especially on the YouTube channel because it's easier to do comments and stuff there. But yeah, other than that, good times. Catch you all next time, and until next time, ZMR.